thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 7, Memorial Day weekend officially kicked off the 100 deadliest days. How local law enforcement is working to keep the roadways safe. Also ahead, Georgia Power is offering a new energy assistance program for customers, how it will save families money this summer, and talking trash in Augusta, what the commission discussed at the special called meeting. As your News at 7 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with summer ramping up, but it's also now the start of the 100 deadliest days in Georgia. Local law enforcement is getting ready for one of the busiest times of the year for travel. The big area they're focusing on is South Augusta, as that's where 15 of the 17 deadly crashes deputies have responded to have occurred. One of those happened over the weekend on Deansbridge Road, leading to the death of a 23-year-old Augusta man. The traffic division says, along with sending more patrol cars, they're also working with Georgia State Patrol to make that area safer.
So we're hoping that with more traffic enforcement, it will allow people to obey the traffic laws and hopefully lessen the amount of fatalities that we're currently having. We've also reached out to GSP. They've been in Augusta on the south side of town by our request twice this year, or twice this month. And they're also coming back in June to do a combined enforcement with us.
To make sure you're safe on the roads, law enforcement is urging you to wear your seatbelt. Do not drive if you're under the influence of alcohol either. For teen drivers, they also recommend parents to have a curfew for them or to limit the number of passengers they are driving. Well, time now for our first check of our weather, and Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petracci joins us now. It has been a gray, nasty day. I would love to sugarcoat it, but doggone it, it has been just wow.
All right, so Dee's not a fan of the weather today. Yeah, so that's the trade-off, right? Whenever we have this cloud cover and the rain, it's much cooler. And we'll talk about how cool it got today in just a moment. But right now, let's focus on that rain. So you can see on Live Viper 6, the rain is closing in on the CSRA, around half our area, seeing scattered showers and storms. Now, up towards the northeast, we have some light rain for the most part, just one lightning strike, nothing significant. But down towards the southwest of our viewing area, we have a lot going on. Lightning here around Sandersville into Johnson County and Emmanuel County, covered with mostly light showers. And then notice down here towards the south, that's where we have a severe thunderstorm warning around Chester in Georgia. So this is where there's more instability, and we'll be watching that very closely for the potential of severe storms in our area through 9 p.m. this evening. That's when we have the possibility of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail for Washington and Johnson counties. Now, here's a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. We just had a light shower come through. Today's almanac shows a high of only 69 at Augusta Busch Field today. Our low was 65, so only a 4-degree difference between where we were at this morning and where we were at this afternoon. Now, you may be thinking, was this our lowest high temperature ever on record? Well, not quite. You may remember Memorial Day weekend back in 2023. I know I do, because it was just like this, very gloomy and wet. We had a high of only 64 that day, believe it or not. Around the CSRA, we're at 64 in Aiken, but Sylvania, 80 degrees still, 65 in Gibson, 73 in Wrightsville. You can see the dew points are still high in our southern line counties where there's more instability. The rest of this evening, we'll continue to track rain and storms, and we will see rain chances over the next 3 days as well. I'll have all the details coming up in the full Viper 6 forecast, but back to you, Dee.
All right, Jenna, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few minutes. Georgia Power is rolling out a slew of energy resources to help you save money on your utility bills this summer. Atlanta Bureau Chief Archie Chaudhry reports.
Georgia Power's EASE program, or the Energy Assistance for Savings Efficiency, will provide you with free home upgrades, including LED light bulbs, securing your heating and cooling systems, and insulating your attic.
Now, these home efficiency changes can help you use less energy, which essentially lowers your bills. We really suggest that you keep your thermostat at one specific number instead of constantly cranking it up and down. The more that your thermostat goes up and down, the more energy that has to be used to cool down your home. Especially the hotter it gets, the more energy that has to be produced in your home to cool it down.
Another tool, My Power, can track how much energy you use.
The My Power usage tool is a tool that helps customers kind of manage their energy usage. You can get alerts throughout the day that kind of helps you manage your usage. So, for example, if you use more power at night, it kind of tells you how many kilowatts you kind of use throughout the day. So that way you have more control over your power usage. You can even set alerts that tell you what days you use more power compared to others.
If your household income is 200% less than the federal poverty guidelines, you could qualify for this program.
Income qualified customers, we have an income qualified discount, and you're able to go online and see if you qualify. And this can help you save money every single month on your bill that adds up to a certain percentage over the course of a year.
Georgia Power says other ways to save energy is to turn off the lights when you're not using them, close your windows with curtains or blinds, and change your air filter once a month. Reporting in Atlanta, Archit Seshadri, Atlanta Bureau Chief.
Big changes could be on the way for thousands of Augusta garbage customers. Commissioners are debating a new trash service contract that gives all the city business to one hauler, Coastal Waste and Recycling. Right now, Coastal and another company are providing service to the city, and some commissioners are concerned that a job is too big for only one hauler.
Augusta's a large city. We have over 200,000 residents. And I just have real concern about having one hauler, responsible for the entire city. We just got our services back on track to where folks weren't missing pickup. So I'm really concerned that we're going backwards on this one.
Under the new contract, residents who want to recycle would have to pay a separate agreement with the hauler at an additional monthly charge. The new prices are still under discussion. A new law could change who's allowed to teach in South Carolina classrooms. In some cases, they may not be certified teachers. State House reporter Caroline Yaffa explains why supporters think this could help with the state's teacher shortage.
South Carolina is starting a 5-year pilot program that would allow public schools to hire people who aren't certified teachers, making up to 10% of a school's teaching staff.
I don't think it's going to mean thousands of teachers are going to enter the classroom from different walks of life, but you can be a math major but not an education major, and then decide you want to do a career change and try teaching.
Under the new law, to qualify for the new pilot program, candidates must have a bachelor's or graduate degree and at least 5 years of work experience in the subject they'll be teaching. Supporters of the law, like Senator Greg Hembry, say this could help with teacher recruitment and retention, something he's been working on for several years.
You invest a whole lot of money in a lot of, as we've talked about before, taxpayers and families invest a lot of money in teacher candidates. They get their education degree, they go in a classroom in the first 3 years, we lose 30-40% of them.
But not everyone is on board.
Then why bother going to school for an education degree if just anybody can walk in and be a teacher for 3 years with no alternative certification pathways? So that's what we're worried about.
East added that having more people in the classroom is crucial. She says she wonders how this program will turn out.
I think we're just looking at anything right now to get people into our classrooms. And I do think we need to vet people. We need to make sure that they are going to be able to do the job.
In Columbia, I'm Caroline Yaffa.
The Richmond County Board of Education holding its first public meeting about the proposed school budget for fiscal year 2026. The budget went into detail about why and where the money comes from and is used for. 60% of funds come from the federal government and 40% comes from local funding. Now, there is an enrollment decrease in schools with a reduction of 461 students, which has caused cuts in the central office, using some of their fund balance reserves and possible increases in pay for taxpayers.
Some state mandated costs that are coming down. So our teacher retirement contribution percentage is going up 1.13%. We have to fund for that. They also have increases in our health insurance, pretty significant increases there that we do need to fund. We are not seeing increases in our state funding associated with that.
The next public hearing will be on June 10th at 6 p.m. if you would like to hear the full breakdown. USC-Aiken breaking ground on a new cyber integration center. South Carolina Lieutenant Governor Pamela Yvette took part in the event. The center is a $44 million investment, the Guard's largest single-site project since World War II. It will support cyber defense training, research, and workforce development. USC-Aiken will train 400 cybersecurity students a year through programs and a student-run security operations center.
RSOC provides cybersecurity protection services not only for the university, but to underserved partners such as school districts, nonprofits, and rural infrastructure.
Construction is expected to wrap up in 2026. Well, still ahead, President Trump and Russian President Putin exchanging some hard words after a deadly assault on Ukraine. We have all the details after this break.
Hey there, George.
Rain moves in tonight with a threat of severe weather for our southwestern counties, and we will continue to see a threat of severe weather as we go throughout the rest of this work week. I'll break down all the details right after this break.
If one of these bad boys crashes into you, their insurance company is going to try to settle with you quickly, but for a lot less. I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and this is my outstanding team.
Hi.
We're known for moving pretty quickly ourselves. Getting your money fast is crucial for your recovery, so we go for the maximum settlement possible. Faster. How fast, you ask? One call, that's all.
Watch Ken go! Call Ken.com.
It's payback time.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5 for 6.
Welcome back. Most of today was dry, but it is going to be a very wet evening, and you can see that rain taking over the CSRA now with a lot more to come out to the west of us. So let's start out with a look at the CSRA here on Live Viper 6. Around half our area seeing rain and the other half seeing some thunderstorms. So we do have a split here with the stable air versus the unstable air. You can pretty much draw a line here around the border of McDuffie and Glasscock County. So to the north of St. Thompson, that's where the air is very stable and we're seeing just rain. You can see some of those showers now over in Aiken County, Saluda County, lightning counter at 0. Nothing to worry about there. And same story over towards the northwest. Wilkes County, Lincoln, McDuffie, not looking bad at all. So don't be alarmed if you see some brief heavy rain. It's not coming with any thunder or lightning. But if you are in Washington County, Johnson, Emmanuel, a different story as there is very unstable air with all of this lightning. We're talking over 500 strikes over the last 15 minutes. And we do have some polygons here indicating some strong storms. So we're going to be watching that very closely for the rest of this evening. It impacted Atlanta first, and now look at what they're left with. Some extremely dense fog. This is a really cool view on our Skyview cam here. This is Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You can see the skyline just cut in half here with that very dense fog. 67 degrees, a northeast breeze of just 6 miles per hour, dew points in the middle 60s, and around the CSRA, some of us only topped off in the low 60s for highs, but down towards the south, Sylvania has been staying in the 80s over the past several hours. So a big variety of temperatures, all due to this wedge setup. Notice that high pressure to our northeast, that's bringing in the cooler air and trapping it on the east side of the Appalachian Mountain Range, and it's just trickling down into the CSRA. We do have this warm front moving through, though, and that's triggering the showers and storms. A cold front behind it, putting us in the warm sector where we do have that severe weather potential for our southwestern counties for hail and damaging wind gusts. Even can't rule out a brief tornado, but we're talking just those southwestern counties. The rest of us are going to be in the clear, and it's just a very low threat of severe weather for Wednesday, and only that threat south of Burke County for Thursday. But nonetheless, we will continue to see at least a low-end threat of severe weather all the way through Friday, with 60% chances of rain returning. We picked up plenty of rain so far for the month of May, but we still have some more to come. Here's tonight at 9 p.m. Rain and storms moving in even into the overnight hours and the start of your Wednesday. By 5 a.m., we're still seeing some rain in our eastern counties. This cold front comes through, and most of Wednesday evening is looking quiet, but we will have more rain on the way as that front stalls out Thursday morning, and then we'll have another low-pressure system move in from the west. So a similar setup here Thursday night into Friday. Friday. Warm front to our north, cold front coming in from the west, putting us in that area of instability. But here's a closer look at tonight, 9 p.m. Showers from Saluda County down to Washington. Some heavy downpours here, and we'll have to watch some of those cells for the possibility of damaging wind gusts and hail. Even until around 2 o'clock in the morning, still some light showers. May hear some thunder and lightning and some lingering showers until around 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Then the rest of your day is looking dry, and the clouds will even break apart a bit. But through Friday, an additional 2 to 3.5 inches of rain possible south of Richmond County. Your weekend looks great, though. Back to sunshine and dry weather, and even a pretty crisp start to our Saturday morning. But muggy tomorrow, low 60s at 7 a.m., mid 80s in the afternoon. We are warming up a bit. You can see those temperatures over the next 10 days climbing back into the 80s, and then we're back to sunshine Saturday. No chance of rain through next Tuesday, then some isolated showers by the end of next week. And we'll be right back.
I've had an option. For years, WJBF News Channel 6 and our partners have championed local families through our Children First campaign. Together, our mission has always been to strengthen our community by uplifting children and their families across the CSRA. Count on News Channel 6 as we make a difference in the lives of local children. To learn more, visit WJBF.com/Children First. WJBF News Channel 6's Children First initiative is sponsored by Bridgestone and by Costello Law Firm.
The Xfinity Series drivers gear up for another high-speed showdown. Feel the energy live in Nashville. Get your tickets now at NASCAR.com/tickets. Don't miss your chance to experience the Xfinity Series live and in person.
Get the latest video in one click at WJBF.com.
It seems Gen Z kids are so lacking in basic skills that they're signing up for adulting classes. For grown-ups, things like cooking, doing laundry, grocery shopping, and preparing a family budget are second nature, but for Gen Z, not so much. The college courses cover such mundane things as making a bed or changing a tire without having to pull up a YouTube video. Advanced courses teach how to have healthy relationships.
Oh man, that's kind of sad.
I'm trying to teach my son so much so he won't have to rely on the internet to teach him how to do things. But
I mean,
wow.
seriously though, it would be nice to have more high school classes that just kind of, could just be called like common sense classes, like common skills.
Because
like
Gen X, we had to learn it on our own from, just roughing it. We were out there drinking out of water hoses and doing all kinds of things, going down metal slides in the hot sun and burning ourselves. We had to learn the hard way.
Never fun.
I know you're like,
I'm in between. Like I'm not quite that Gen Z generation. Or maybe I am. I always forget what I am. I'm on the cusp.
Well, come on over to Gen X. We were strong. We survived.
New McCrispy strips are made for dipping. Strip, dip, strip, dip, strip. You get it. Hello, McCrispy strips. Buy the new McCrispy strips or McCrispy sandwich in the app and get free medium fries. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.